Hey guys, Upshall Games here. FanDuel Casino's exclusive live dealer studio has your chance at that number one feeling, winning. Which beats the number 18 best feeling, giving that spawn camper the business. With their live dealer studio, it's like being at the table anywhere you play. Let me tell you, real dealers are the real deal. Get your chance at the number one feeling, winning, in an exciting live dealer studio, exclusively on FanDuel Casino.
With Clean at Sephora, we celebrate more than what's not in our products. It's the good we put in that moves the industry forward. In this superfood cleanser, a gel that strips makeup but not skin. In this styling go-to, a sustainable formula that boosts hair health. In this bold lip color, transparency about every ingredient. With nearly 100 best-in-class brands, it's a clean you can count on.
Hey guys, Upshall Games here. FanDuel Casino's exclusive live dealer studio has your chance at that number one feeling, winning, which beats the number 18 best feeling, giving that spawn camper the business.
Come on.
With their live dealer studio, it's like being in the table anywhere you play. Let me tell you, real dealers are the real deal. Get your chance at the number one feeling, winning, in an exciting live dealer studio, exclusively on FanDuel Casino.
Commercials.
With Clean at Sephora, we celebrate
Commercials.
not in our products. It's the good we put in that moves the industry forward. In this superfood cleanser, a gel that strips makeup but not skin. In this styling go-to, a sustainable formula that boosts hair health. In this bold lip color, transparency about every ingredient. With nearly 100 best-in-class brands, it's a
What's
company
that?
you can count on.
Right. Hey everybody. It is 10 a.m. Eastern on the east coast of Canada, or the east side of Canada. How is everyone doing today? It is about 10 a.m. What are we going to cover? On some background. How's that for you? Okay, what a hell of a studio this is. Boxes and boxes and boxes. But it's the best I can do right now. How's my voice? Everybody? Patty, good morning, my man. Standing by, are you? Were you? I figured out how to get this Streamlabs to put the webcam in and adjust all this stuff, so got it done just in the nick of time. In fact, it was just this morning I wrapped it up and figured out the scenes and the sources and how to do that by myself. Here's the live screen. Nothing live right now, of course. But here's the webcam. And I can make that bigger, but going away. Well, looks like your office too. Hey man, if I turned the camera around, you'd fall off your chair with this shit in here. But my little cave, it's almost like a cave. This is a piece of leather, 13, it's one sheet of leather. I had it for a show that I did at an international exhibition center for a product that I was standing behind about 3 years ago. And I had this on the floor as a carpet. And then the displays were sitting on the outside of it, and I had the inside area. I think it was a 10 by 10 booth or 10 by 12 booth. And yeah, so this is a leather hide that I have. I'd like to put it on the wall or maybe put it on the floor, but I have no room on the floor anyway. So I guess, Fatty, I don't know if you're around for the first one. There were some people around on the first one, and we had a good little chat last week. I wanted to talk about this week some things to do with survival, and the purpose of this is to help new players or even existing players, some things that I want to share with them that maybe they aren't aware of, that's going to help them in their journey on DayZ. And therefore that's why I'm doing it under the DayZ category and not just chatting. It's probably pretty boring for people in chatting. And plus, my early days in Twitch, I did a lot of chatting, streamed a lot of chatting, and was getting some really bad characters coming in and had to mod them out and delete them and whatever. But I don't have a mod with me today, and I don't expect any trouble. Basic survival is what I wanted to discuss. This is only for about an hour, and there were some players, I will repeat this again from last week, that contacted me through messaging in YouTube and said that one guy was buying a computer to play it, the other guy was buying the game, he's never played DayZ before, and that if I would help them once they got the game and got in game, and I said, no problem, you will log into the server I'm in right now, I can drive down the coast, pick you up, we'll go pick you up fresh on the coast and give you some hints and tips how to get started and get going. And they were very grateful for that. So I was thinking, why don't I just try a podcast and let people see some things or hear some things that, that will be helpful to them. So I think the basic survival, I mean, you know, probably a few people listening here that know about it, but when you come in fresh on the coast, you are provided with minimal things. Some servers are a lot easier and give you even a gun with 4 boxes of shells. I mean, I don't know if it was Rusty that I was on. Yeah, Rusty, I think it was. You come in with a carbine and 4 boxes, and you had food, and the only thing you didn't have was fire, matches. And I don't think you had a knife. But then they changed that and gave you a knife, because without a knife on login, I mean, you either got to find one or you got to find a way to make a knife. And to get a knife, if you find a red crowbar or a sledgehammer, you can get stones from those big black rocks that we all know about. And those that are listening maybe don't know about, but you can get stones from a rock, and then you can take that big rock, but then you have to get it split. And you can do that, I believe, with, what do you use? Well, a hammer, of course. But a big one, I think, what became a problem, I think you could break it up again. If you had the red crowbar, you could do it. Oh, maybe a wrench. Yeah. So when you get a small stone, or you can find a small stone walking along the railway tracks, if you're near railway tracks, if you're on a trail, red trail, blue trail, green trail, you can look for stones on the walk. And they don't always spawn in front of you when you're walking. Sometimes when you pass by an area or you're in an area for a period of time, they will spawn in, just like mushrooms. When you're in an area where there's a lot of trees, you'll get mushrooms popping up if you spend time there. Yesterday, I was helping a fellow who was more PvP, but he seemed to have a bit more experience with PvE than I've realized, and he's doing very well. But we were building a base around his place yesterday, and in the bush where we were cutting all the trees, we had so many mushrooms popping up all over the place. I mean, that will keep you going for a long time. I've survived on apples, just picking apples on the coast, and till you better yourself and
Hey guys, Upsell Games here.
find warmer
FanDuel
clothing.
Casino's exclusive
Oh,
live dealer
this
studio
music.
has your chance at that #1 feeling,
Well,
winning, which beats the number
come
18
on.
best feeling, giving that spawn camper
Come
the
on.
business. With their live dealer studio, it's like being at the table anywhere you play.
Is this
Let me
off
tell
of
you,
Streamlabs,
real
for
dealers
Christ's
are
sake?
the real deal.
I thought it
Get
was
your
the
chance
music.
At the #1 feeling, winning in an exciting live dealer studio, exclusively.
Where in
on
the hell do I turn that off, Fatty? What is that about? Such an amateur. So, yeah, finding food and being able to make fire. So with a knife, you can get bark. In some servers, if you don't know it, you can dig for bark. I've done that on winter maps in CHF. So, there's different ways to get that tool that you need to be able to make fire and cut up chickens. You can take a stone. You take one single stone. You go to a big black rock. Look at the rock with the small stone in your hand. You can craft a stone knife. Then, if you find a chicken, if you don't have a stick or something, you could probably maybe try and kill it with you can even punch it with your hands, for that matter, to kill the chicken. But don't clean that chicken right yet, because you need to wash your hands as soon as possible, because if you forget, you can end up getting very, very sick. And if you haven't got the meds, you can end up dying. And then you start all over. And survival is, of course, survival, and you want to stay alive as long as you can. And a new guy's coming into this game, whether it's any server of survival, you've got to know these basic things. I watched some kid playing PvP the other day, and they just didn't have a clue how to look after their hygiene. I mean, drinking bad water, if you find a canteen or a water bottle, you pick it up and, oh, well, I'll dump it out later, and by accident you forget, oh, did I dump that water or not? You have to dump that water. And you can only drink from a well, but then they say some servers make some wells not so good to drink from. So it's, for a newbie that's coming in and want to learn the game, these are the kinds of things I wanted to cover off, and the purpose of this little talk that we want to have. Traveling if you do a lot of walking and you don't find a vehicle, if you're in a server that has vehicles and you find one, so be it. But you may need to find a spark plug, or you may need to find a radiator. Find a radiator, get back to the car, then you need a container to put water in. It's something a lot of people don't know about. Hey, Rev, good morning. And Al, how are you doing, sir? I hope you recovered from that accident yesterday, Al. Oh, well. Oh, I logged in and saw Tom for a few minutes, and he told me what happened. And that's unfortunate. And I guess the admin agreed with what happened in the situation. And yeah, I can see that. The guy was acting like a zombie. So Al, do you mind if I talk about that for a minute? I mean, this is also something you got to be careful of in survival. If you're going to stay alive, and you have to learn to fight zombies and make sure that if you have a gun, that you don't shoot somebody you shouldn't, because this guy that Al knocked off yesterday looked like a zombie and acted like a zombie. And that player was overlooking at the Zeds at Tom's base, just outside the front gate. And they were the ones that were there that when I signed out. And I think Tom was standing there or close by, and then Al took a shot and knocked the guy, killed him. And but the admin got involved. But zombies can look like some of them they wear things. I mean, I've seen servers where they talked about having zombies carry rifles on their back. Not that they could pull them out and shoot you, but that would sort of lead to some mistaken identity, I think. I mean, if you saw somebody just walking along, some of these zombies can look like a person when they're walking. You've really got to be careful. So don't let that happen. Yeah, ice and snow. It's starting. I heard that we're getting some snow, and then we're getting a pile of rain. I cleaned away some places where water runs off here around my house, and because I know it backs up if you get too much. But so, Reverend, nice to see you come by, man. Appreciate it. If anybody has any questions, just pop them in the chat, and it'll probably not only help me but other people around. Let's see. Okay, we covered the knife. The other thing, once you get a stone knife, you can cut bark from a tree. And then you need one piece of bark for the fire, one piece of bark for a bow drill. And you need, bark, make the bow drill. And then you get your fireplace assembled with another piece of bark, put some wood. And with the bow drill, hopefully that you don't take 4 minutes, like on some servers we all know, to get a fire going. And you don't need matches as long as you have a knife to get bark, and you can pick small twigs. I mean, be careful of the bushes, because I found out myself, I go for the smallest low-lying bush, those little twiggly things, because if you get the big ones, you can get. I've gotten bleeds from that before, and if you've used up all your bandages and you find clothes and you can rip them up maybe by hand on some servers you can't, some servers you need a knife, and then they have to be sanitized. I don't trust it whether the clothes are pristine or not, but to disinfect them you need proper thing, you need cleaning stuff. So yeah, you got to be careful with rags and your bandages, and you lose them up. They're a commodity in this game. You always got to keep them handy. So picking bushes will give you bleeds. I have found that out. So I go after the small, low-lying little twigs, and that's what I use. Unless I have an axe, and then you can get bigger firewood, which lasts longer and give you more heat. And let's see. Yeah, clothing. When you log in, you get the bare necessities of clothing. You know, you might end up with a t-shirt most of the time and a pair of patched up hiking pants. Not good stuff to have on your back long, especially if you're in a winter server. You need to find warm clothing as soon as possible. And you'll have running shoes probably. They can wear out very fast. People wonder, why am I cold? Well, you were just wearing running shoes. Find warmer boots. When I travel, whenever I see a pair of boots, I check my shoes to make sure they're okay and swap them out if they're better insulation, or if I'm wearing damaged shoes of any kind and I see another pair, even if they're worn, I'll trade them out for the worn. They don't have to be pristine because they'll last me a bit longer till I find maybe a pristine pair. Some servers make it very hard to come across a pristine pair. And duct tape. Oh yeah. Duct tape can be used for a lot of things. Patching clothes, patching sometimes shoes. Depends again on the server. It isn't working all across the board. So that's something you guys that need to know and remember. And traveling by foot, it's always good to be careful around zombies. You can crouch around zombies in rain or in the snow, and I've walked past a zombie that was just like 2 feet away. I was told something by a guy on Rusty, and I think I heard this, and I saw this the other day, and I don't know who it was. If it was, I don't know if it was, well, it wasn't Rev. Apparently, if you back into a bush or a tree, the zombie can't see you as long as you keep still. And what stream was it? Just yesterday it was. A zombie was like face to face. I mean, and because, Patty, maybe it was you that was in a bush, and the zombie was coming right past your face, like right there.
With Clean at Sephora,
There's that friggin' ad again. Where is it coming from?
That moves the industry forward. In this superfood cleanser,
Yeah, you usually hide.
makeup, but not skin. In this styling go-to,
Your shoes do affect your stealth because they hear things, Rev.
in this bold lip
So
transparency,
if you really want to be stealthy, you can make improvised footwear, as long as you got space to put your shoes in a bag, which maybe bags are hard to come by. Hold on. That's where the ad was. My browser was open. Sorry about that, guys. So back on being stealth. I've seen some other guys play and change out their shoes in PvP too. If you got room to carry your boots, your combat boots, and you're walking and go slow, you don't walk fast, you don't run, I'm damn sure you can get around zombies as well, as long as you go softly. But I've seen me walk by zombies just sneaking, and I never had a problem. So something something there to really remember and not forget, and to keep the best boots on you. Remember to switch them out all the time. It's, you can, I've seen people go, "Oh, why am I bleeding?" They look down at their feet and their shoes are ruined. So they've been walking and maybe didn't even know. Well, if you're watching what your character is doing, you'll see the bleed. Yeah. Finding cars is a nice thing. Some servers have them, some don't. If you find a car and you can keep it, especially on PvE, it's a great way to start looting. And if it's base building you're on, you can gather a lot of things. You find a spot to make your camp or where you want to be temporarily, make a stick shelter, or pick up tarps along the way, because you only need 4 tarps to make a tarp shelter and some sticks. You make this shelter kit out of sticks and so on, and rope. If you make rope, rags, you need 10, 12 rags, whatever it is. Put it with some sticks and make a kit to make your shelter, and then you got more storage. Slots, I think it is. Some servers it's 150, so it's different for all across the servers. Yeah. I don't know, Rev, what do you think? Did you experiment with shoes around or stealth around zombies? Yeah, you've been hearing people talking about it. Yeah. Well, I know it works with players. If you're in PvP, you can be a lot quieter if you're in a situation where you really need to be quiet and you have an enemy nearby or so. I mean, and bright colors is another thing when you're walking along the roads, traveling. Um, Not for zombies, but that's PvP. But I don't know much about PvP. I know that I see a lot of players traveling in the bush along the road. They parallel the road. Taupe does that. Smoke does that. I never heard your wellies making any noise. Unless maybe they're wet. I mean, maybe try that. See what. Oh, the farts aren't working. I don't know why. Alerts. I haven't got the alerts working on this chat only. Reverend played a burst in M16. That would be crazy. I wonder if it's working on the other computer. I'm watching through Streamlabs and I have a monitor open as well, so. But the alerts aren't coming through, guys, so hold back on them. Save your points. It wasn't me, it was the wellies, I swear. Do you have the VOD for that? Have you looked at it? Five Ben. Hey, Five Ben, welcome in, man. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, we're just chatting about basic DayZ survival stuff. I mean, there's Vinny. Hey, Vinny, how you doing? Yeah, we're talking about survival and probably a lot of things some players know about, but I'm sure there's players there that, maybe, some of us need to be reminded. We forget. I mean, I mentioned it, I think, the other day in CHF, I think it was, way back in the beginning. I mean, I opened a can of peaches with a baseball bat. Mind you, only got maybe 55% yield, but you got to do what you got to do when you're hungry, right? Yeah. And there's other things you can fight with in your hand. Just take if you play around with a gas canister and fight with it, keep track of your hits, because on number 19 or 20, that thing can blow up in your face. But I killed a zombie one time. I didn't have much on me. It was way back in the beginning. I killed a zombie and a wolf with a gas canister in the same 5-minute range. Another time, I was on with Exhalos, and we tested it. I had a crossbow, and we had a canister. We set it up on the road. We were up in Kaminsk military, or not military, in the town. We set a canister up in the middle of the roadway. He drew the zombie by the can, and I lined up the can and took a shot at the can with the crossbow and blew the zombie up. That was a funny time. But there's all kinds of stuff. When you get into this game, you can try all kinds of things to just for your own curiosity, and maybe share with other people the things that you can do that maybe you never even thought of. No, they're not toys. That's for sure, Rev. I mean, and that's why I say you got to be careful. If it's already a damaged canister, then you don't know what's going to happen next, do you? I mean, that could be the next hit, could be, yeah. But you could set it down and shoot it with your gun. I mean, you got a swarm of Zeds that are trying to take advantage of you. Drop the can and stand back. If you get up high somewhere and they're all down there, just shoot the can and save your bullets. You probably kill 4 or 5 of them with one bullet instead of, wasting all your shots. But again, depends on the server. There's usually lots of ammo around it. Like the server I'm on now, I mean, you can find ammo, lots of military, the usual vanilla military spots, and there's ammo around. I mean, coming from CHF, and I have to go back to it almost every time, is that the survival was hard at the time, but once you get going, then I don't know how many times I died on CHF before it even got hard. And it was hard then, but as a new player, it's harder. And I died a lot, but once we got a foothold, and I met up with another player everybody knows, Opal, going by Hobo, or Tatiana, depends what video you watched. He changed his name a lot, ran different characters. We had a blast. But we got established, and it's that is the gratifying part about PvE to me. I mean, I want to try some PvP, and I've done some PvP. I've been on the Malsk a few times in the early days, and got killed for no reason. All of a sudden, I'm laying there dead. I mean, shot from behind or from the side. And I was with a Frenchman in the first spawn town. It wasn't. It was in Vorkuta. And we were making a fire, and he says, "Oh, I'm going to get some food. I'll be right back." Got a fire going. Next thing I know, like within 3 minutes, I'm laying dead on the floor beside the fire. Boom. So I think it was him. He fucked off and went and got what he had to get and came back in less than 2 minutes. It was just a thing for him to get away, to get behind me and take advantage of me. On a congregation server. Oh, yeah. I got to get back on there. The congregation. I haven't been on since the train was activated. Yeah. Put them in the fire, Vinny, and everybody wonders who shot. Where'd that shot come from? Or who naded us? See if you can run away with a broken leg. Oh, try running from a zombie. I died outside Mogalecta one time up at the castle there. These are stories now. We're getting into stories. But maybe stories are good for people to listen to because there's things to be learned. I was up in Zug Castle, I guess is it called, and was coming down through the trees and broke my leg. I had to rip all my clothes up to make a splint. And then I had to walk down into Moog with no clothes on, and limped into town. And the first piece of clothing I found was a dress. So I had to put a dress on, and that was something else at the time. I haven't rode the train yet. No, I've got to go and do that. Yeah. Vance, I don't know if Vance got on there again or not. We had a nice base out towards Kona Castle. It was good. Well, as long as I can ride the train for free, I'll try it. How much are the tickets from Novo to Svet, in a way? Nothing wrong with the dress. Yeah, Rev, I know. I've seen you with the dress a few times. Vance has a base now over there? Oh, okay. I'll have to see what that's about. And I guess he's got a car. He's a looter. He's a good guy to run with. We did some funny stuff. Yeah. So today I'm going to, yeah, he is also a great guy. He's a very good guy. Today I'm going to get on, back on, what's it called? What a day to be alive. We've got a base I'm helping a guy with, and I've got things back at my base I've got to do. I've got a stack of seeds I got to grow some plants. Kind of fun. The red polka dot or the blue polka dot? No, the dress it wasn't really a dress. It was a skirt. It was a white skirt that I had put on. And I didn't have anything else. I didn't have any food. I'd like to find the VOD. So if I could find a VOD, I would like to clip that part. Maybe I'll try and find it. I've got a lot of clips. I want to make a slideshow for my Streamlabs. And I know how to do trailers. I had a trailer, but I think I'd rather let it play videos when I'm not around rather than just have the same trailer all the time if people log into the channel. Yeah, I know. Rev wears blue most of the time, if I'm not mistaken. The blue polka dots. Actually, I did see his helmet a few days ago. I was going to change it out, but I kind of liked what I'm wearing right now, so I was going to keep it and maybe put it on one time. But it would just be totally, it wouldn't match at all. It's just, yeah. Yeah, I cut up the dresses and whatever I can and for rags. Any. So, what else have I got on my list I wanted to talk about? We talked about the bow drill, finding bark, clothing, keeping good clothing on you. Sorry to Greek, the alerts I haven't set up on this chat channel. There were a couple other files, so hold them back and save your points. They're not coming through for some reason. I think I have to set alerts up as a, yeah. I have them on the other scene, but not on the webcam scene. Yeah, we're going to get some driving snow and rain, and it's happening right now. I don't know how bad it is outside. Let me take a look at the cameras outside. Hold on a second. I see a little bit of precipitation. No, can't see it. There's not a lot. But there is a dusting. I don't know if you can see this. A live picture of the front porch. I don't know. Oh, there it is. There it is. My Mustang all wrapped up. My neighbor's house. Winter is such a awful looking season. I mean, gray, dull. That's the camera shot of the yard. No snow yet, but we'll see. Apparently the rain's coming, so it won't be much left after that. Anyway, anybody else have a great topic of discussion? Speaking of a dusting. Yeah. Are you going to put your dress on to do the dusting, Rev? Your wife will be chasing you with a broom. I do dusting. Hey, I'm going to be 74 soon, and I'm still doing dusting. 338 loop around. Got some 338 at my base with a gun that I want to try. But I found an M4 yesterday. Oh, I didn't take it off full auto the first time I used it. Jesus, that was loud. I used that in a video. The first, I did a test video this morning. Logged into my character to see if I had this camera thing right. And, yeah. That thing, I put it on semi-automatic. But the 338, I forget which gun it is. I've got a DMR. I'm using it. Here's what I'm packing. I've got a DMR. I've got a Barrett, and I have an M4, and I have an F&N Scar. That's what I'm packing. Well, I have the Barrett for the bears, and I want to go bear hunting. Spoke to Strat, who's the owner of the server, and he was going bear hunting a couple of days ago. I never heard whether he got anything, but you've got to go to the bear spawns in the northwest, I guess, up Kona and Kona Castle and out that way, and maybe up over around by Starry Yar. I think Starry Yar's got to have them. We did a funny video. It was hardcore. Yeah, it was hardcore. It was on Rusty, and it was nuts. We were up in Starry Yar, and we went through Tissy and then over to Starry Yar, and we had bears on us all the time. So we got in this garage, and we played it out, and this bear's right outside on the other side of the wall, and I'm inside, all crouched over. We barricade ourselves in. Exalos erected we're in a garage, erected a tent outside the doors of the garage, so we could go out there and watch through the windows. The windows go up and down on those tents, the side windows. We crawled out there and started looking, and we didn't dare fire because the bear would be right on us. But we came back inside. Said, "The hell with this. I'm logging. Oh, this is boring." Dallas says, "You can't do that. That's combat logging." Combat logging against a bear? I don't think so. 5-pin, yeah. Well, we maybe want to go hunting. Have you been on, what the hell's it? What a day to be alive? That's what it's called. I'll put it on here on the screen. You want to go hunting? I haven't heard of anybody shooting a bear there yet, so I want to go hunting. I probably aren't doing that today. I'm going to work on a base with a couple of guys that are putting something together, and I got to get to my base and straighten things out. I got to move in my base. I don't know. No, it's not Nuts Gone Rusty. This is the server. It's called What a Day to Be Alive. It's PVE Chernarus. Is it PVE Chernarus Winter? That's what it is. Patty likes poking bears. I got a couple of clips of you punching a bear out. Remember the time? We were north of Varograd, I think. The military camp just up above there. We were in the bush. That's a bear spawn. And you're looking for a bear to fight. As long as you hug a tree or stay around a tree. I don't know if you saw the clip that Exhilarating did, and it's on my clips right now. It's got maybe 100, 150 views, but bears attacked us. And I stood there still. The bear goes flying by me, attacks Exhilarating. Exhilarating shoots him. Oh, he's screaming, falling down. Then the bear comes after Joe because Joe took a couple shots at him and whacked him, knocked him out. And after that, I got knocked out also, but I came to and Exhilarating was dead on the coast and then spawned on the coast. And we had all this stuff. We had to strip the body before it despawned. And yeah, with Pyro. That's right. Pyro was with us on CHF. Oh. You know, it really was a challenge. It still is a challenge. I haven't played CHF for a long time. Ever since they started people coming in doing all that KOS stuff, and I mean, it wasn't for me. I'm sorry. I mean, I wasn't ready for it then. Maybe I'm ready to try it now. We'll see. I shouldn't I, Rev? Yeah, that was a great clip. Unbelievable. Those, when we create stuff like this, I mean, it's stuff that you don't forget, and I think it stays with you for a long time. I mean, I have saved every stream I've done. Now, okay, I shouldn't say everyone because there is some off stream that I've done, and I don't know how many hours it is. Quite a few. What when I would run and do our own stuff. We went on trying to find bedtime. Ran into a lot of friendly people. That was about 2 months ago. Yeah, but it's still PvP on there, and I don't think a lot of people are really doing it that much because it's so hard to survive, and you really do better if you are with somebody. And that's the thing with PvE also. I mean, some people don't mind being a lone wolf and going out and doing their thing. I am not that kind of person. I can do it, and I do some streams myself, but I do have relationships of people that I know on different servers, so I'm running into them constantly or meeting up the next day to do something to just have some fun. And I mean, that's what it's about. We're, along the way, we might get the odd Twitch check or whatever, but I mean, it's fun and it's entertaining for other people to watch. I mean, I go on and watch some other people and just really enjoy it. I mean, it's not, some are really funny, some are very serious. I don't watch a lot of unknowns. I do and I don't. I mean, I go and support quite a few. I don't know how many people I'm following on channels, but I mean, the list is pretty big. I think I have maybe how big is big? I haven't even counted them. I would say I can probably count them, maybe 350, something like that, 400 people that I follow. And a lot of them don't stream. Some of them do. And there is an app that's around. Let me see if I can find it. That's around. Oh, let me see if I can find it. That's around. Oh, let me see if I can find it. That's around. Not there. Let's see. No, I'm not going to bother. It's something called not Botrix. It's a bot. Anyway, it tracks your followers for you, and you can see it has a list of all the followers that you've got, and I think that list is around 350, 400. Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, echo. Yeah, I know. I went into the browser by mistake. I shouldn't have done that. There's no echo now. Shouldn't be. Seeing a bunch of friendlies on CHF I've noticed lately. Yeah, because it's so hard and they need the help to be able to survive. I mean, look what Hobo and I did. We met each other. I've died, he's died. We got back together, we survived, and we made it. You could say we beat the game. I mean, we rebuilt the pub 2 or 3 times. I mean, Patty, you weren't around then. Rev came by once. I mean, we had some epic times at that pub. And I wanted to get back into it, but then somebody else went and... Funny thing was, not long ago, I was in CHF. I logged out at the pub. I sent John a message, said I want to make the pub here again. I logged out. The next time I came back next time I logged in, I'm in the pub, but I'm locked in. I couldn't get out because somebody made a base. Oh my God. I'm stuck in the base. And I forget, Fatty, you came along and got me out. That's right. Fatty came and busted the door down and got me out. Oh. So, I don't know. Maybe I should try it again. And Sal's wants me to start flying helicopters. And it didn't go well before on Banoff. That was Rusty. That's gone Rusty Banoff when they had Banoff. We did a lot of stuff over there. We had Hellbilly with us in a compound in Banoff City. There's a football field in Banoff City, just outside of town. And we put up a couple cabin Z's. We had 2 or 3 cabin Z's in the football field, soccer field, I should say. And then we had Billy had a chopper, Joe had a chopper, Exalos had a chopper. We had 2 M3s. I think we had an Ada. And we were looting and running around. And I think that was when we were doing mining. Remember, were we mining on there? We were mining on Chernarus, and that was a great mod. I don't know why they removed it. I mean, you know, you put mods in and then they conflict with other ones. Well, I think you got to go and talk to your community and see, okay, this is working for the majority of the people, so let's get rid of this mod so this one can really work well. And you keep the players there. It's got to be playable, and you've got to have customer retention, player retention. Look how many people just leave and come and go because it gets boring or whatever, okay? But communicate with your community to find out, okay, is this something you would prefer? And, you know, I've seen polls and votes and everything else like that. And there's a vote going on right now, I think, on Red Tick, where also I've spent quite a bit of time. And I think they're going to get rid of the helicopters. And by the way, we have helicopters on the server I'm on now with Strat. What a day to be alive. But I'm not going to fly because it's just, I don't think I'm going to fly. There's just too much. There's still a lot of interference, even on the server I'm on now and Exhaust. I know you like helicopters, but there's just so much uncertainty with it. I was on a Sikorsky a couple days ago with a guy that came and helped, who was it, Al and I, if Al's around. And we found a car we wanted to take and sell. So it didn't have a battery. So we were going to, and then I hear this, we were going to take the battery out of my truck, put it in the vehicle we found, and then I was going to follow him in his truck. He was going to drive the Olga to the traders, sell it, and then we are going to come back and get my truck. And then all of a sudden I heard this helicopter going over top. And it was a guy named Mortar. So, and I'd met him a few times. He runs the United Nations base camp for survivors, and that's kind of cool. So he was flying by, and I texted in the screen, so you can type in the screen, press enter, type the message. And I said, hey, Mortar, can you give us a lift? Pass back by here. And he came around with the Sikorsky, landed, and he says, what's up? And I said, well, we got this car to sell. Can you do this to help us out? And he said, sure. So we put the battery from my truck into the Olga. I jumped into chopper with him, and we followed Al till he got over to the trader. He sold it, and then he flew us both back to the car, and we got in our trucks and left. But that's the kind of thing that is happening that is good for some people. I mean, there's a lot of players out there, PvE. Oh, I'll tell you, the server I saw the other day, and these people didn't really have much clue about survival and looking after their health and everything else, and that's up to them. I mean, you pick your battles, and that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. But I didn't say too much, and somebody commented and said, nobody will watch PvE. Well, hey, some people don't mind it. I mean, it's nice and chill, and it can get tense sometimes. And, hey, I crash every one I try to fly. Rev, you got to go to helicopter school. A good teacher for you. Dallas will teach you. You get a little mini, and you have to go pretty high to die. So, as long as you know where the old shit button is, you're okay. Yeah, if the keybinds work. I was stuck 3,000 meters in the sky. Exalos jumped out, and I survived. We got the chopper on the ground, and I don't know how in the hell that ever happened, but we did it. Oh. Churchy, he has a ban-off, eh? Oh, he had a ban-off server before that I was on with him, and we went to a military up in the north, and we went down into the bunker, and we found the flying saucer. But the sword was gone. Couldn't get the sword. The server's name of on Banoff, I don't know the name of the server. Can't remember. Unless he may have changed it a bit. FP gaming server, only 10 slots. Okay. A heli training server. Well, log in with Xalos on RedTech, and he has a mini chopper that he wants me to learn to fly, and wants to park it at my base. And I said, well, maybe we'll give it a shot. So RedTech uses expansion mod, much better flight model than the Red Falcon. Yeah, Joe's doing. Excuse me, guys. Joe's got his license now. His license from the mayor's office to fly helicopters. Oh shit! Once the trains are working on Banov, we will have a Banov server. Oh my! Oh, you don't need a fishing license, fatty. All the fish died in Chernarus. You don't need to.
With Clean at Sephora, we celebrate more
What
than
the hell is this?
products.
Where's this commercial coming from, guys?
Moves the industry forward. In this superfood cleanser, a gel that strips makeup but not skin.
Oh, Firefox was open. I've got Firefox and Chrome. I usually don't use Firefox, but anyway, no fishing. Hollow gave the signature in Zombie's blood, no Kess. Oh, Jesus. Why do I get sick every time I look at a fishing rod? Because you're listening to the wrong people, fatty. Fish is good for you. Here, I'm going to get some fish from I think I have some in the fridge. You want to have a bite? If Hollow was here, he said, wow, that would make me sick. And I think he's lying to us. Where's Hollow today? Is he around? He's not here. I sent a notice out on Twitch. Hashtag just threw up. Maybe we should phone Hollow on Discord and get him to join the chat with Discord. He's on a fishing trip. I don't think so. I don't know. Hollow's a good guy too. I'm telling them, Rev, but they've got this thing about no fishing, and I keep telling them all the fish died. There's Strat now. Come out the gate at my base, look left, and to see a 3-meter croc running at me. What the hell? That's not on. That's on Rusty, right? Now I have new shoes, Croc shoes. When I first heard about the Crocs, I thought that's the end of me. And I looked up on those things, and they can run fast, I've heard. No sound. Oh, they come in when they're running, they don't make any sound. You can't hear them. on Debug Island. You skinned a croc and the hide is bigger than you. He was hauling ass. Oh. Yeah, 18 shots to kill him with a KAM. Well, you want to make sure you have enough ammo around when you're messing about on Rusty nowadays. He got within 2 feet of you. Whoa. Yeah, you could have died for sure. You on your... Well, you have a spawn barrel anyway, don't you? Or a spawn chest? Do they still use a sea chest for a spawn? Problem is the color. Yeah, don't... Degree's right. Don't tell them anything. Because maybe he will run faster. That can change. I gotta turn that Discord off. We need Hollow in here to defend himself. Gabriel. Gabriel was on the Lost Boys with me. And we were running around for a while. That's a crazy server. And by the way, that is something in the works right now again. Oh, you can't see them in the grass either. Oh. They're green. Set it to stream mode. Oh yeah, okay. Let me go over there. Oh, the other thing is I can just go do not disturb. That'll mute any beeping. There. Took care of that. Stream remote will stop. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, it's about time's about up. I'm going to play pool today. I bought a new cue, a snooker cue. A traditional snooker cue is made from ash and not maple. And the hardwood maple. I was going to almost buy one, and I really found some informed people to talk to about it. I'm not a pool player, but I do belong to the Royal Canadian Legion, a veterans club, where the membership now is open to pretty well anybody. You just have to pay the money, respect the rules, and have a good place to go and meet friends, or just go yourself and read a book. I mean, they've got places to sit around and lounge, and so I'm trying to get down there to play pool every Tuesday and Thursday afternoon. And now I have a new cue. I've only used it once, so I'm going to go down. I hope I don't get caught in the snow. I've only played snooker once. Well, up until now, I hadn't really played a lot of snooker either. I mean, when I was in high school, I used to go to the pool hall with the guys and hang around at lunchtime. And then sometimes on the weekend, I'd go and pick up a cue, but never played or knew what I was doing. I didn't know anything about, cue ball deflection. I mean, that's what I'm reading about now, and it's really helping me. So, how it's made, that is a great show. I've seen that. It's storming now. Oh shit! Really? Let me look at the camera. Oh yeah, there's snow on the ground. Well, I'll take the Subaru. The Subaru's fine. Yeah, there's snow now. It wasn't snowing 10 minutes ago. Not much, though. I love the Subaru. So, yeah, so and now I'm going to start playing darts on Friday night at 7 o'clock. They are great in the snow, Fatty. Better than a truck. Well, they're not as heavy, right? I mean, the Subaru I have is only like 2,100 pounds or something. It's the four-door WRX. You had an 83 Subaru GL. Man, if you had that now, if it was in good shape, that's worth a lot of dough. Yeah. Don't want to buy an old truck. I don't care. It's got to run. I watch a guy on YouTube. What's his name? Trap Lines. The young kid out in Saskatchewan, and he traps and hunts. But lately, now he's just started to build a log cabin It's a log house, a little bit bigger than a cabin. It's huge. Let me get its correct name. I think it's called Trap Lines and Inlines. Yeah. Trap Lines and Inlines. I'm going to put the link in the chat. Young guy. He does have, it's for adult viewing only, just to let you all know. But he had an old Dodge Ram Charger. Then he got a 24 valve pickup, and that got him into trouble. I don't know what happened, blew the motor or something. Yeah, I have the WRX Rev, the 2006. A 73 Jensen Interceptor V8 monster car. What a beautiful machine. A Pinsgonder 710M military, street legal. We've loaded my daughter's Girl Scout troop onto it for the Christmas parade. Post some pictures in Fatty's Discord, if I remember. Yeah, it was a 6.2 liter. Damn. They only made a few. I had a Jag one time. I had the the Vandam Plaza. Yeah, Vandam Plaza. That was in 94, 96. I had that. Beautiful car. Green. British Racing Green. I had to have a green car once in my life, and I did. And I'm on my second Mercedes now. I had a blue 240D 1979. Was it? Yeah. Bentley GT Continental. Ooh. 09. Nice stuff. All the UK cars. I had a friend one time that had what was it? The MG. It was a GT6 Plus. GT6 Plus 2. It's a little white. It was just like a beautiful little car. It was like a 5-speed or 6-speed. Just float. Yeah. Nothing like a ride like that. My wife, when we drive in the Mercedes I have now, I have an E320. And when we get on the highway, even in the city, it's so smooth. And on the highway, it's just like, you know, she has a hard time staying awake. It's a good thing I stay awake driving. That's a good thing. All kinds of military stuff. Only Rolls-Royce can match the quality. I wonder what they're going to do in the years to come. All the new production, the manufacturers all have to switch over to electric, or a good percentage of production has to be electric. I don't know. I think they're going the wrong way. The Rolls was over-engineered. I mean, it is a very, very nice car. I mean, I've been in a Rolls once. I was in business I went to Montreal one day. I took the train down and back, and we drove around to a couple of meetings in a Rolls. It was an antique Rolls, though, and I forget what it was, though. Strat, I can't tell you what year it was. Yeah. Yeah, highly engineered. Well, I think we have to break off here, guys. I'm glad to see you folks in, and next week I'm going to go through some other agendas to do with DayZ, and just chatter. Chatter's nice too. Chatter's good. And we'll see you on hydrogen fuel cells would be better. I've heard this. Yeah, Betty, thanks for coming by. Rev, thanks for hanging out. Vinny is still around, maybe. I don't know. I haven't seen her here. Pat, for popping in. I know you're busy with different things there, as you mentioned earlier. Everybody be safe. And if you're around the weather, yeah, 5 Pin, thanks for coming by, dude. Really appreciate it. And I have an EV, so it's like a Ferrari LOA. Good one, Strat. All right, guys, we'll see you. You're streaming later on today or this evening sometime.